Ever wonder why some people stay calm in chaos while you spiral? It's not luck, it's not personality, it's something they know that you don't yet. And once you understand it, nothing, not fear, failure, or the unexpected, will ever shake you the same way again. This is Stoicism, and it just might change your life. Ever wondered what lies beyond the surface? Religion, philosophy, science, life's biggest mysteries. At Sleepless Minds, we dive into the unknown and challenge the answers. Like, subscribe, and join the quest for truth. The journey to understanding starts now. Sleepless Minds, dare to question. Becoming Stoic, a path to unshakable peace. Chapter 1. A fire on the wind. In a dusty courtyard in ancient Athens, a man once stood silent as the crowd around him jeered. His tunic was torn. His belongings were gone. He had just lost everything he owned in a shipwreck. But his eyes held the stillness of a mountain lake. Someone asked if he would be all right. The man smiled and replied, "I carry all I truly need with me." His name was Zeno of Citium, and this moment wasn't the end of his story, it was the beginning. From the ashes of loss, he founded what would become one of the most powerful schools of thought in human history, Stoicism. But don't mistake Stoicism for coldness. Don't mistake it for passivity. It is not the suppression of emotion, it is the mastery of emotion. Not a denial of hardship, but a transformation of it. Not a religion, but a philosophy of living well, no matter what fortune throws your way. So how does one become a Stoic today, in a world that spins faster than ever, tugging at your thoughts, emotions, and peace? This journey begins with one truth. You cannot control the world, but you can always control yourself. And if you master that, then nothing can shake you. Welcome to the Stoic Path. Chapter 2. The Core of the Flame. To understand how to become Stoic, we must first understand what Stoicism really is. At its heart, Stoicism is a philosophy developed in ancient Greece, refined in Rome, and passed down by thinkers like Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. It is a philosophy of action, grounded in the belief that virtue are not wealth, not fame, not pleasure is the only good. These men lived through exile, illness, betrayal, war, and political pressure. They lived real lives, messy lives, just like us. And they didn't just talk about Stoicism, they lived it. There are 4 central virtues that define Stoicism. Wisdom, the ability to navigate complex situations with clarity and logic. Courage, the strength to do the right thing, even when it's difficult. Justice, treating others fairly and standing up for what is right. Temperance, self-restraint and balance in all aspects of life. Everything the Stoics taught, every method they used, every challenge they endured circles back to these 4. But knowing is not enough. To become Stoic, you must practice. You must live these truths, again and again, like a blacksmith hammering a sword. And it begins with the first and most crucial discipline. Chapter 3. Control and the Circle. Imagine standing in a storm. The wind howls, the rain slashes at your face, but in your hand, you hold a circular, small, glowing ring of space that no wind can enter. This ring represents what the Stoics call the dichotomy of control. Everything in life, they say, falls into one of 2 categories. What you can control, what you cannot. You cannot control the weather, you cannot control what others say or do. You cannot control the past, the future, or your body's aging. But you can control your thoughts, your actions, your judgments. This is the Stoic superpower, focusing only on what is theirs to control and letting the rest go like leaves on a stream. Epictetus, once a slave, put it clearly, "Some things are in our control and others not." When you accept this fully not just as a theory, but as a daily truth, you begin to transform. Anxiety begins to loosen its grip. Resentment fades. Peace rushes in, like light through a broken wall. So how do you live this? Start simple. Each morning, remind yourself, what is in my control today? What is not? Each night, review your actions. Did I focus on what I can change, or did I waste energy on shadows? Bit by bit, your circle strengthens. Chapter 4. The Discipline of Perception. What if you could see the world clearly, even through chaos? What if every setback became a stepping stone? That's the power of perception, how you interpret the world around you. To a Stoic, perception is not about lying to yourself or pretending everything is fine. It's about stripping away the panic, the bias, the ego, and seeing things as they are. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome and Philosopher King, wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of Itand. This you have the power to revoke at any moment. You get cut off in traffic. Is it a personal attack or a chance to practice patience? You lose your job. Is it a failure, an opportunity to start anew? You are betrayed. Is it the endure a reminder to be more cautious with your trust? Stoicism teaches you to pause, take a breath, and choose your frame. The event is neutral. Your perception gives it power. In training perception, journaling becomes a vital tool. Every day, write down your fears, your frustrations, your hopes. Then ask, what if this isn't as bad as I think? What if there's something here I can use? That's the Stoic way, not blindness, but clarity. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Action. Stoicism is not about sitting quietly while life passes you by. On the contrary, it is about engaged living, acting with virtue, regardless of circumstances. This is the discipline of action. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't complain about your fate. You act with courage, justice, and wisdom in what you can influence. Seneca, the Roman statesman and playwright, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." To live stoically is to live urgently but wisely. You do not delay your virtue. You do not postpone becoming who you ought to be. But action isn't recklessness. It is intentional. Stoic action is guided by reason and conscience. Ask yourself in moments of decision, is this the right thing to do? Am I acting from virtue or from fear, anger, pride? If everyone behaved this way, would the world be better? In your relationships, your work, your habits, Stoic action becomes your compass. And each action taken in alignment with virtue makes you stronger, more grounded, more free. Chapter 6. The Discipline of Will. There will be days when nothing goes your way. You will be betrayed, injured, humiliated, exhausted. This is where the final Stoic discipline is forged. Will. Will is your ability to endure, to persist, to accept fate not with resignation, but with grace. The Stoics call it amor fati, the love of fate. It doesn't mean you like suffering. It means you embrace reality, trusting that everything can be used for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your hardships are not obstacles. They are the path. You build will by practicing hardship voluntarily. Wake early, even when you don't want to. Skip a luxury now and then to prove you don't need it. Choose the harder right over the easier wrong. You build will by reminding yourself that every external loss is an invitation to grow stronger inside. Will is the iron beneath your calm, the quiet roar behind your patience. Chapter 7. Living Stoicism in the Modern World. So how does this ancient philosophy live and breathe in the chaos of the modern day? You live in a world of breaking news and buzzing phones, of algorithms and outrage. But Stoicism? Stoicism is not out of place here. It is needed here, because Stoicism teaches you to pause, to think before reacting, to anchor yourself in a sea of noise. Here's how to start living it daily. Morning reflection. Before your day begins, take 5 minutes. Review what lies ahead. Anticipate challenges. Fortify your mindset. Evening journaling. Look back with honesty. Where did you act with virtue? Where did you stumble? What can you learn? Voluntary discomfort. Occasionally choose simplicity. Cold showers, fasting, silence. These build resilience. Negative visualization. Imagine losing what you love or not to scare yourself, but to deepen your appreciation. Gratitude thrives when we understand impermanence. Mentorship. Read Stoic texts. Let Marcus, Seneca, Epictetus be your companions. Let their words shape your days. And remember, this is not about perfection. Stoicism is not about becoming a statue. It's about becoming still inside even as life moves around you. Chapter 8. Becoming the Flame. There's a quote often attributed to Marcus Aurelius. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. But there's another Stoic image just as powerful. Epictetus said, "A fire kindled by a strong wind grows stronger. It seizes whatever is thrown into it and consumes it, rising higher still." This is what it means to become Stoic. You are no longer afraid of life's winds. You are no longer at the mercy of anger, fear, or longing. You do not become cold. You become the fire. Everything that happens to you, loss, heartbreak, failure, feeds your flame. You grow brighter. You illuminate others. You become a force. Not loud, not boastful, just unshakable. And that is what Stoicism offers. Not escape from the world, but strength to walk through it with your head high, your heart open, and your peace intact.